What's up, guys? Welcome to NDTV Canes all day. If you're rocking with UD, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. Today's video comes from Go Canes 9285 because he asked me in the comments, what do you think about Jimbo Fisher accusing the Miami Hurricanes of cheating? Just your opinion on it. I believe he could not accept defeat. Okay, so let's talk about Jimbo Fisher because this is a hot topic as of today. It'll probably blow over tomorrow and be done with it because we're on to Bethune-Cookman, okay? But we'll talk about old Jimbo. After Miami whooped the Aggies, they should have won by more than we did. Jimbo had his press conference, and I'm a type of guy, after the game, I watch our press conference, and I watch the opposing team's press conference just to see what they say. And I thought it was interesting that when they asked Jimbo about the false starts in the play on the goal line where they have a false start, Jimbo Fisher said this.
They clapped. Well, they simulated our snap count, and our guys heard the clap, and they snapped the ball. We had a whole play we had to play, like a goal line play, and what happened, the ball got snapped early because they simulated the snap count and clapped their hands and snapped the ball.
Well, that clip went viral, and somehow Coach Lance ended up getting it, and I'm sure he ended up seeing it, and he mentioned simulating snaps today. He said this in his press conference.
We had a 2-point stop, which they snapped the ball on the ground, and we didn't try to simulate the snap count. James was trying to get the corner's attention, and he happened to clap a bunch of times, and they snapped the ball. It's just a part of football. I've been called for defensive delay a game for that before with a kid not even trying to do it, but it is what it is. It's part of football, and we came out on the good end with that one.
So you had to defend a lot during.
Now, if you go back and watch the game, you can see James clapping, and he's clapping at the cornerback, Jaden Davis. And here's the thing. The way Jimbo said it, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, he was using it as an excuse. Jimbo has been around the game a long time, so he knows when he says they were simulating our snap counts. Soon as he said that, everybody looked at the defensive line because that is illegal. You cannot say hut, or you can't clap your hands. But so when you look at James Williams, who's looking at the corner, and in my opinion, James Williams almost, because he was trying to communicate, almost got quick snapped to where he was going to have to hurry up and play his position. So that's kind of how I know it wasn't done on purpose. And if it was done on purpose, most likely it's going to be the lineman to do that. I honestly think they just snapped the ball and they false started because they had been doing false starts most of the game, right? It's not like that was their only false start the game. They had multiple false starts. Okay, so that was the first thing, right? And that was the first thing. So Texas A&M, they have a press conference about ULM Monroe, but the media, they always ask questions about the past game. So I tuned into that one today too. And they asked Jimbo about players slipping on the field. And I didn't remember anybody slipping. So I thought that was weird that they asked that question. Well, then Jimbo said this about players slipping.
I don't know, maybe we had the wrong cleats. I don't know. I mean, the middle of the field did slip, but they had the same guys we did. I know Connor did a couple times. Like, he was getting ready to throw, his feet went out from under him. And that happened. What will happen a lot of times when you play at teams that have different logos, in other words, I say multiple teams play at a sport, they change that logo out. Well, when they do that, they change that grass has to be interchanged. So that's usually done on a very quick, and then plus their stadium, those stadiums that have that half, don't get the sunlight to dry out, and then you had the rain, and plus, and you'll wet that part to make that grass take, and it makes that slick, and then you'll paint on the emblem. And when you have to take stadiums, and in my history of it, they always do that, you'll have a lot of some of those issues occasionally in that situation, and that seemed to what happened.
And just so I'm being fair, Jimbo did mention Miami and A&M. And I think he could have, once he said that, he could have let it go. But then he went into a deep synopsis, a deep breakdown, and talking about you look at the sunlight and the sunlight's on the logo, and the logo was changed out, and I'm letting you know, and oh yeah, Connor slipped twice, and he couldn't get his footing, and then this and I believe the appropriate answer would have been, we both played on the same field. Slipping did not matter. That would have been the appropriate. Okay. Then he could have said, hey, our quarterback slipped a couple times, but hey, their defender slipped a couple times. He could have left it at that. But when he started to go into a deep dive about how the sunlight and the breakdown of the stadium, I'm like, this is a coach that is fighting for his life, right? Sometimes people forget that Texas A&M has one of the top 5 talent composite, according to 247. Sometimes people forget Jimbo Fisher has been at Texas A&M for 6 years. So I believe, and when I watched the press conference, I can tell you that this is a coach who is nervous. And he knows that either he's going to get fired or he's going to have to fire his defensive coordinator, right? So they asked Jimbo that at the beginning of the press conference. At the end of the press conference, somebody asked him, hey, why didn't y'all bring a change of cleats? And Jimbo he went on to say they did bring a change of cleats, and then he said this.
Here's the only time he really slipped. I mean, what's his name? Foot slipped once or twice on a throw, but it never affected the game. There wasn't enough there to affect the game.
When they did give Jimbo his second opportunity, he did say, hey, the slipping did not affect the game. But I don't think it's about both of these instances. I don't think it's about him accusing Miami of cheating or anything like that. I believe that Jimbo's he's feeling the heat. And 2, Jimbo's the type of coach who just talks too much, right? That's just my opinion. But hey, you guys let me know what you think about it. I'm out. Peace.